Hello, my friends out there in YouTube. I know it's been a little while since I've been on YouTube putting out a video or anything. So I just wanted to make a quick video, just say, hey, I'm still here. Things are still going on. It's been a busy year, busy holidays. And so I've had this one video that's been floating around in my mind. I wanted to go ahead and settle down and put out really quickly. Just after Christmas holiday, the week of the 26th, just after Christmas, I went to visit Pittsburgh. And while in Pittsburgh, I went to a shop that I've been wanting to visit. It's called Northern Audio. While here, I was given a card by the owner, Mark McWhinney. So it's Northern Audio, and it's on 3003 Babcock Blvd Pittsburgh PA. So if you're ever in Pittsburgh, do yourself a favor and go and visit Mark at Northern Audio. It's actually two stores at one, so downstairs and then upstairs. Now downstairs they have an incredible sales floor selling audio equipment and vinyl, CDs. I don't think there's any tape of any kind, but a very large selection of vinyl. I was really surprised. Very, very large selection of all genres all around, even some 45s, I believe. So I did buy one myself. I got this. I'm always looking for Luther, so I found this one. I didn't have in my collection. I got there, and really nice place. So downstairs, records. And they have some speakers, some turntables. They have a turntable room actually. A nice, good selection of various things. But the real treat is going in the back of the store and going upstairs. Upstairs is Northern Audio's. They have it's basically an apartment. And in that apartment, they got one side that is dedicated to just speakers. And then they do have that new MoFi, I can't think of the name of it now, Source Point 10 speaker that's in there, and a few others, some Harbath and what have you. In the main room, it's set up basically like a living room with a fireplace and everything. And they have some nice clips, LL5 sitting right up front. But as soon as you walk in the door, what I saw, and part of the reason why I wanted to go there the most, is they had some Oswald Mills, Fleetwood Devilles, and he's a reseller for on the Fleetwood Devilles. So you had a pair of Fleetwood Deville. As soon as you walk in the door, they're sitting there. So that's what I really wanted to see. But additional to that, at the end of the department, he actually has a home theater. And so some of his guys were there redoing their home theater. So I walked in with them and said, can I see what you're doing? Looked at their rack. I didn't get any video of any of this because honestly, I didn't want to come in there filming. And at the time, Mark, the owner, wasn't in. So I didn't want to disrespect his room. But I went in and looked in their rack and just see what they were doing. As soon as I walked in their home theater, on the floor they have a Marantz AV10 processor sitting on the floor. It's still in the box. I hadn't been unboxed yet. I'm like, hey, you got the new Marantz AV10 already. That's hard to come by. So yeah, so they're redoing. They put a new Sony laser 7000 ES projector in. They've got the AV10. They're putting all these new. So it's going to be a really, really nice room. According to Mark, that room was already one of the best sounding Dolby Atmos rooms on the East Coast, according to him, as he's been told by tech professionals. So at any rate, I saw the room, looked around, Mark wasn't there, and then Mark finally came in, he and his wife, and I told him what I was looking around for, what I was thinking about. And he began to, go into salesman mode. And he really started telling me all about all of the products and how things was working. I think he's talking about becoming a reseller for Rel subwoofers as well. But what I really wanted was to be able to hear these Fleetwood Devilles. My wife was with me, so I'm kind of like, trying not to get too excited and trying, not to be trick my own mind and say, oh yeah, I got to have these right now today, because that happens. But she was there to buffet all of that, and she was hearing the prices and everything, and she smiled and nodded, but that's about it. So we listened. He actually gave me the spiel on the Fleetwood Devilles, told me that there's a higher model and a lower model, which I didn't know about. And I began to tell him about how I've watched Steve Huff videos. So if you haven't seen Steve Huff's videos on YouTube, go check that out as well. But I spoke about Steve as if we were longtime friends, and I've known him for years, because he's the one person on YouTube that I've seen really highlight these speakers besides the old Oswald Mills owner. I can't think of his name right now. But at any rate, Mark was so nice that he took the speakers from his display, which weren't connected, put them in front of the Clips AL5s, plugged them into this $20,000 Italian tube amplifier, and played some source music from a CD for me. And I was like, okay, this guy's, he's going, I'm not buying, I already told him, I'm not buying anything today. I'm looking, I just want to hear them. And he took the time to do that for me. Set them up in front of the AL5s, position them as really good. Gave me the nice center positioning seat. And my wife and I, we sat there and we listened. And he played some Chinese drums music. And the speakers, they looked like a large bookshelf speaker. They're probably, just about maybe not quite 2 feet tall, and they come with the stands. So sitting in them, listening to these Chinese drums, the first thing you notice is this really powerful, impactful bass immediately coming out. And you would swear he had a sub or something connected to it. And these are not very large speakers. I was very impressed. But these, $18,000 to $20,000 speakers. He did say that he actually had speakers on hand in-house, so you don't have to wait. You can come in today, buy the speakers, and go out with them. He'll work with you on the price. So that's Mark. But at any rate, I just want to kind of highlight him now. He does have a YouTube video for Northern Audio. Again, the store is Northern Audio. So I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. I'm going to show you just a little bit of his YouTube video so you can see him and kind of get a quick, he actually, in this video, he has a little part where he actually shows the Fleetwood Devilles playing, and he's actually playing the same song that I listened to that he played for me while I was there. So let me flip the camera around here really quick. And this is his site. Let's see if I can hit play.
Hi, this is Mark McWhinney, owner
there
of
it
Music
is.
to My Ear and Northern Audio here at 3003 Babcock Boulevard in the North Hills of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Did you know that the coolest record store in Pittsburgh sits right below the coolest audio store in Pittsburgh? Follow me, folks.
So in here is where he has all his albums, and this, you can see wall to wall.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Really nice place. I'm gonna see if I can just jump forward here a little bit. I want to show you just the room upstairs, if possible. If I can get my setup to work for me here. Go forward a little bit. All right, so this is the upstairs part. So as soon as you walk in, boom, Fleetwood Devilles are sitting there.
Almost 3 decades now. I've been in the industry myself for almost 4 decades, and Northern Audio specializes in high performance audio gear, solid state, vacuum tube, turntables.
All right, let's go forward just a few little here. I wanted you to see the room next to it where we actually listened to the Fleetwood Devilles.
Televisions, and we
so
also
here,
do
just like this, that's the room.
As well. Come on, follow me. I'll show you some really cool theater back here in our dedicated Dolby Atmos theater room. So back here, we think this is one of Pittsburgh's finest Dolby Atmos theaters. And
so again, this room he's actually redoing, so it's better than the way it looks right here. The room itself is pretty much the same. Really nice acoustics on the wall, leather. He has a kaleidoscope. But let's move forward just a little bit here. I really want you to get a quick demo of these Devilles. See if I can get this to play right for me a little bit further. I think it's the end of this video. But go back, check out his video. His site itself will give you a lot of good information as well.
Be right above Music to My Ear. Great hi-fi shop, great
I'm not
home
gonna
theater
get it.
shop, and great.
Maybe I mistimed
We
this.
think that we offer one
I think
of
I
the
actually
coolest
mistimed this.
retail experiences in all
What I
of
really
Pittsburgh.
want.
When you add Music to My Ear and Northern Audio together,
All right,
we do it all.
I'm messing this
Stop
up.
by and see us here at
I'm going to
Northern Audio.
rewind it some more. What I really want you to see is these Fleetwood Devilles in action, if I can find the place on the video. But at any rate, go check out his site itself.
Music to my ear.
It's music to your ear. Go check out this place. Look at his YouTube video. You'll see it yourself. But long story short, if you're in Pittsburgh, do go and see Mark at Northern Audio. The Fleetwood Devilles, be prepared to want to buy them. That's all I got to say. If you can afford them, you got the room for them, they don't take up much space. If you listen to them, you're going to want to buy them. Mark my words. If you listen to them, you're going to want to buy them. But here's the thing. I did listen to them. I did want to buy them. I came back home and I said, wait a minute. My stuff is pretty good too. Let me re-listen to myself after having heard something that's more high-end, that's more costly, that's brand new, all of those things. And remember what it sounds like and tweak mine. You know, we get in the habit of, FOMO, the fear of missing out and wanting something better all the time. If you do that, you will never get out of debt. You will always be broke and you'll always be wanting the next thing. So I think the moral of the story was for me is enjoy what you have, listen to what you have, and see how good it is. And then I did a few tweaks. Now here's the thing, one last thing. I did get for those of you who follow me, I did get my D9 back. The HDMI board was replaced. But I'm still every now and then having a problem where my D9 is disconnecting from my Sony projector and it just blinks out and comes back in. Now, all that being said, that AV10 that he had on the floor, fear of missing out, I want that so bad. So, I'm waiting, biding my time, saving my money. In the future, I like to go to a processor and amplifier setup for my main listening room, my main theater room. And that Marantz has everything that you want, and then with Direct Live, everything that you want in a AV processor. It's super expensive, so I may just go with the Cinema 50, which I can put in the processor mode. And I'm still in love with Emotiva amps, and maybe pick up a couple more Emotivas. Of course, this is going to raise my electricity bill. I'm going to need more power. For the electrical, maybe get a 20 or 30 amp circuit. It never ends. This hobby never ends. But you got to spend your money on something, and if you love it, you love it. What can you do? But if you hear those Fleetwood Devilles, I'm warning you, you're gonna want to buy them. And if you can't afford it, you got the space, you got the time, and you want some great sound. These are your in-game listening speakers. You buy them, you won't need anything else. Promise you that. So go see Mark McWhinney. That's MAWHINNE. Gave me his card. Said come back, see me anytime. Really, really, really nice guy. He took the time to move those Fleetwood Devilles, put them out, hook them up, give me the story about them, let me hear them. And when I told him I wasn't buying anything, he took the time to do that. So that you don't get that kind of customer service much anymore. It's not going to happen at a high-end store everywhere. So if you're in Pittsburgh, 3003 Babcock Boulevard over on the north side, go check them out. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. I've spoken here for like 13 and a half minutes. That's just long enough. And I love you guys. Thank you for staying with me, looking at my videos. I'm just a guy down in the basement by himself talking to a camera, but this stuff I love, and it's the same things that you love. Let's continue to listen to great music, watch good movies, have fun, and be safe. Who am I hurting? Helping out the power bill. All right. Hey, stay safe out there. Keep listening, keep watching, keep doing what you do, and love somebody. All right. Talk to you later. Ciao.